Hey, listen. We can be looking at the same thing, but we see it differently. The shit that's right for you may not be shit that's right for me. We got difference of opinion. I don't mean we got a beef. We can be men, shake hands, and agree to disagree. We see the same thing, but we see it differently. The shit that's right for you may not be shit that's right for me. We got difference of opinion. I don't mean we got.
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? It's your main man, T Mitch, my partner in crime.
Brother Ray, checking in.
I know it's been a minute. It's been a minute. Life is taking over. But we trying to do this right. We ran into some hiccups and whatnot. We rectifying that situation. And right now, like I said, it's just we're throwing stuff at the wall and see what sticks and what does not stick. So just bear with us for all of y'all that's riding with us. In-house. We're gonna do something. We're gonna talk about something that's in-house. And by in-house, I mean something that's happening here, not necessarily in Detroit, but it's in the Detroit news. And that's the Oxford shooting. For those who don't know about the Oxford shooting, it was Michigan's first mass shooting in Oxford High School. In that school, that Oxford is like, what would you say, an hour and a half outside Detroit, north?
Yeah, 1.5, yeah.
So, white male, juvenile, flips out, shoots, multiple people. I believe four died, 7 was injured. Ethan Crumbley, that is his name. He was just sentenced to life. They sentenced his mother, Jennifer, and just recently they just sentenced his father, James Crumbley. What I want to talk about, because this sets a precedent, because this is the first time this happened. And like I've always said, I'm not a parent. This is the first time parents have been convicted over something what their kid has done. What's even more funny, well, I ain't gonna say funny, but see, more shocking, I would say, they're white. You know what I'm saying? They're white. So that lets you know how serious it is. It wasn't us. It wasn't people that was brown and black. And I say that to say, if they're doing this, it set a precedent of what could happen down the line. Brother Ray, you have kids. How do you feel about that? Let me get your input in that. How do you feel about that? It's a slippery slope.
It is. And of course, as a parent, we are already aware of this because it happens kind of often, you know, saying where it's mass shootings, especially in a school. And of course, you want to have your kid in an environment where they're able to thrive, and being able to do all your research and do your due diligence to put them in the right school. Well, that don't always guarantee that they're going to be safe, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of different schools that probably have some pretty decent security, or even in the suburbs, you know what I'm saying, where they can breach because, you know what I'm saying, the lack of security, you know. And so it's always that hit and miss type of situation where you look at maybe school history and stuff like that. Parent, no problem. As me as a parent, I'm cautious about it because I know what's possible, and I don't give nobody a pass. Like, you know what I'm saying, even the most unstudious person, the person that don't look cheap, mischievous, I still will put them in the category, I don't know you, so I can't trust you. And so by me being that father, I always want to make sure my kids is protected, and that's my number one duty. And, you know, trying to find that environment is kind of hard, you know, especially nowadays when guns are so accessible, you know, because everybody has know somebody at least to have a pistol. If not their parents, they know somebody with one. If they beg enough or have the right amount of money, they can get one. They can get their hands on one. So it's not like it's a, you know, they put these legal restrictions, you know, for minors not to get firearms. And I get that. You know, no kid should purchase a firearm. But that don't mean it's still not accessible, you know, and that goes along with the parents. You know, as a parent, I think being involved with a child has to be your number one duty. And I go as far as breaking the whole privacy law when it comes to that. Because I remember having my, the phone line in my house, and my mama randomly could pick up the phone. Okay, who is on the phone with you? Who is that? But now, since everybody got the cell phones, you can't really do that. So how do you govern from a distance? Well, you're going to have to read some journals. You got to read that diary. I know it says do not read. I know it probably got a little bow on it. It says this is mine's only, but no, you don't have any privacy. Not here, not under your parents' household. So I always invite the parents, be engaged, be involved in your child's life, where when they have some type of mental things that's going on with them, you can nip it in the bud before it get outrageous.
Let me ask you this. Ethan, the juvenile that was convicted for the shooting, they said because the father, he didn't secure the gun. He was able to get it. He did what he did. Like I said, I'm not a parent, but Ethan is not a 5-year-old. Ethan was a teenager. Your kids go out. Gabby, let's say Gabby's grown and whatnot. Let's just say Gabby's 16. She goes out, she does a crime. Do you feel you should be held responsible for Gabby doing a crime?
I don't feel that way, but my logic tell me I'm partly to blame.
Oh.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. And the reason why I put myself in the mix like that, because it is a to each his own type of mentality, and that goes for everybody.
Yeah.
Responsible for your own actions. As a minor, 16, it's straddling the fence a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because you got some sense at 16. I feel like you got sense because you had enough whoopings, enough punishments, enough report cards. You know what I'm saying? You got boundaries. You know what they are. You done dealt with it pretty much since, you know what I'm saying, since you was a kid. So, and I say partly to blame because I feel like I missed the part of my job instilling the how would you want to say it? Instilling the values into my daughter to make sure she don't involve herself in something like that. That's me. I take the responsibility of, like, it was some information I didn't give her. It was something that I missed the ball or dropped the ball on, and I take fault for that.
That's interesting. So, do you take responsibility for that?
I take part of the blame. I'm gonna take responsibility of it. I mean,
Something
about that. Yeah, so I won't take responsibility, but I take part of the blame.
Hold on, we got some technical difficulties. I believe it's on my end.
All right, while you fixing that, because my end is pretty good. So as you fixing that, I'm gonna kind of rant a little bit. See, when it comes down to kids, I was brought up with my grandparents half my life, half my kid life, and my grandparents, like, they was very thorough. Really, because my grandmother wasn't working, so she was always at home. My grandfather was pretty stern, and, like, they didn't take no shorts. Like, what I'm saying, coming home with that bad mark, what I'm saying, it's like I couldn't get away from getting in trouble. So I knew there was a certain fear that was instilled into me because I felt like they made sure that I feared them. They made sure that they didn't give me no passes. There was no write-offs to say, you know what, okay, that was when you had a knife that day or whatever case it be. You know what I'm saying? Just in case if I had one. And you know what? Back that up. There's a story behind it. There was a time I remember finding a knife on my way to school. It wasn't on my way to school. It was like, yeah, it was on my way to school. On my way to school, I found the knife, dirty, out in the dirt, and it was one of them multi knives. You know what I'm saying? The little
Okay.
cup.
Got like all the tools and all that.
Yeah. It was one of those, but it had a knife to it. So had it in my pocket, showed it off to a few friends, whatever. So of course somebody said something. Of course, went down to the principal's office, you know what I'm saying, got in trouble with it. And said, well, you know, of course the principal made sure that I felt the fear behind it because he's like, hey, you know, I really supposed to call the authorities right now and they supposed to arrest you. But if you allow me just to keep it here, I probably won't call the authorities, but I need to let you, you know what I'm saying, your parents know what happened. Oh man, like I'd rather get the authorities, you know what I'm saying? Because I already know them. That's what I'm saying. In my mind at that time, I feared my family more than authority. You know what I'm saying? And so by having that fear, it made me walk a little bit different. Because now I'm shaking in my boots. I don't know what's going to happen when I get home. And the fear, of course, when it happens, of course, it's happened, but I'm fearing death. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, oh, this is it. Like, this is death row for me. And I think every kid needs to have that because without any fear, you can't govern yourself because mom and dad is not going to be there all the time. But that fear stays with you. So let me make a difference.
I'm going to say this. And coming from a house that you ain't had no siblings. So I have, you know, brother and sister. I'm the oldest. And we all got our fair share of ass whoopings. We definitely got our fair share of ass whoopings. I took this path, my sister took this path, my brother took his path. And even though we had our ass whoopings, you know, and my mom gave us all the speech, you know, get in trouble, don't call me, call people you got trouble with, you know, and we feared my mom. And we knew the consequences of our actions. That still didn't stop us from doing what we was going to do. Now, that being said, my mom was a mom. Whooped my ass. Back then, of course, we got our ass whooped. Hell, my mom got cool with the teachers, and she would come up there and be like, yeah, you can whoop my kid. My mom would come up into the school and be like, okay, he can't sit next to that person, that person, that person. Matter of fact, he can sit up front. You know what I'm saying? So, the fear and all those things were installed in me. And not to say that I was an angel, but I still did my things. Once again, I knew right from wrong. I knew just to do enough mischief where, you know, it may give me some type of cred and people may look like, oh yeah, you remember when he did this? Oh, he was fooling. But it was never to the point where, A, you got to make that phone call. It wasn't to a point where the authorities had to get involved. It was none of that. And maybe because the way the laws is written now, where these kids could be like, man, I ain't got to do this, now I ain't got to do this, which is, the laws is terribly, it's flawed because you have not taken the position of power from parents. Dad, go to the wall and stand at the wall and give me your phone. That, you know what I'm saying? And a kid will call like, yeah, he or she stole from me. My mom stole from me. Like, it's my house. You apply by my rules. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a slippery slope because my thing is one thing, if your kid got mental issues, totally get it. At that point, your kid shouldn't be in public schools at that point. Give that he or she the help she needs. But if you tell me I done did all I could for this child, and this child gets a gun, and it may not even be my gun, so he gets like you said, it's accessible. Get a gun and go out and commit a crime? You tell me I can get in trouble? Hopefully he's gonna have to pay. Yes, I would try to do what I can to get my kid there. Yeah, but that motherfucker gotta pay. I go to jail. No. You teach your kids there's consequences for all this shit you do. It's consequences. consequences. You want to be a thug? They got a cell and a morgue sitting and wait for you. You want to be out here fucking everybody? They got, once again, they got child support. They got, you know what I'm saying, a morgue if you ain't playing safe. Fuck you. There's consequences for everything you do. Whether it be good consequences or bad. But I don't think that a parent should be, especially if you don't get you done all you can for this child. And this child to say, you know what, I just want to be.
Okay. So, and going back to you, like, okay, and I want to use you kind of like as the caveat, the catalyst, if you will. If you, that person, as a child, was getting whoopings and was trying to get, saying your parents, your mother was trying to do everything she could to correct you, and you still decide to do bad, as an adult, what's governing you? Like, what makes you like, you know what, I'm not gonna do that no more because that's bad. Like something
back when I was a kid, what stopped me from doing the stuff that I did?
So I'm trying to like show you the transformation. Like, what happened to you to say, you know what, I'm not gonna be bad no more?
I'm not gonna say I was like, I'm not gonna be bad no more. I feel like this. I knew the levels of the shit I was gonna do. It was like this. If this was the line, I was gonna piss on the line, but I will catwalk that motherfucker. I did just enough mischief to a point where, okay, yeah, he little mischief, okay, smack on the wrist. I might get a punishment. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing where I was gonna hurt myself or I was gonna hurt somebody. You know what I'm saying? It was, okay, you get home, I'm bucking you up. Okay. It was one of those, yeah, I'm gonna call your mom.
So when you heard that, what happens to you? Do you like, oh well, that's just another whooping, I'll just take that and keep it moving?
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try to be slicker and not get, you know what I'm saying? I'll be mad at my mom, like, damn, she fucking me up. But it was like, damn, how did I get fucking caught? You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I gotta be slicker.
I got you. So, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Once again, I didn't do the shit. I've always said, I was never in the gang. I was just cool with motherfuckers in gangs. You know what I'm saying? On different sides of the street. I was just cool with motherfuckers. So it never was no gang activity. Never was a drug dealer. None of that crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Never felt the need, oh, I gotta go, I'm getting bullied because I didn't get bullied in school. I knew everybody. I was cool with everybody. You know what I'm saying? If I had a problem with somebody, we would fight one-on-one, or, your enemy may be my friend. You know what I'm saying? So it was one of those situations.
So what I'll do, I'll put you in the category of where your conscience is at. You know what I'm saying? If your conscience is bothering you, you know what I'm saying, where you don't want to correct it, you still trying to find ways on how to like still accomplish that without getting caught. That's where your conscience is. Your conscience is more left than right. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much where a parent need to see that and say, okay, I need to figure out some ways to get you on the right path because just the whooping is not doing for you. Just a time out.
Work for every child.
Huh?
A whooping doesn't work for every child. So when people hear this, I want them to understand. I'm not saying a whooping is going to fix a child. But my thing is, have you tried it? You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, you try everything. If it be talking to the kid, giving them counseling, taking some of the value from them, kicking their ass, or you ain't leaving out this damn house. You know what I'm saying? Once again, I feel like in today's time, you want a parent to parent, but you take the ability of parenting away from the parent. We used to go shoot my fucking kid or beat my kid ass and just be on administrative leave with pay. You know what I'm saying? I have a problem with that. How can I police my kid when you won't let me?
Yeah, and I get that, and I think the only bowl I can put that in is more of the psychology of that kid. If the psychology of that kid, if he's, because being in school, there was some kids that was all about mischief. No matter what happened, they destructive, class clown, throwing paper. You know what I'm saying? They come there to play all day, every day, always in the principal's office. So you knew that kid, right?
But some of them kids were smart though. A lot of them kids that did that mischief shit was smart as fuck.
So even though they got whoopings, paddles, punishments, sit in the corner, like it didn't work on them. You know what I'm saying? And it's like being able to turn the dial to find their channel. And a lot of people don't really take the time out to find out what's your button. What can I push to help you change? Because when it comes down to some people, they need to be in the front of the class. That might be their thing. Somebody need to be looking their eyes at them all the time because they feel like if I hide a little bit, I can do my thing. But if you constantly in your mind that you always being watched, that's another psychological trick that kind of trick your mind and say, okay, somebody's always watching me. Let me do right. You know what I'm saying? Of course somebody will take this business plan. Somebody take it. I don't care because I mean they took it before. I remember back in the days, me and the guy, we was talking a little bit. We was talking about having like surveillance cameras in not the nursing home. What is that? The dang it, can't even think.
No, juvenile system.
Not the juvenile. No, just regular old, not preschool, daycare. We was gonna do it in daycare because you don't know because your child really can't talk that much. So they can't really tell you what's going on throughout their day. How was your day? They can't. They're more like they can tell you they go to the bathroom. Some of them can. Some of this or whatever. But they can't go into detail. They don't know their surroundings. But you on the outside looking in can look at it and be able to see, hey, okay, my child is doing this. Oh, my child's disruptive, and be able to be able to correct your child from a distance because I seen you on the camera. I seen you hit that boy. And be able to get corrected behind that. That was like a business plan many years ago. But needless to say, that of course a lot of them already got cameras right now anyway. But if the school system was to have something like that you can actually have your mama can check in, like I got eyes on you all the time. Your camera's gonna be pointing on you. So when I log in and mama see you, if I see you disruptive, you're gonna see me.
Okay.
And that's not very true. But I'm saying that's one of the devices that you can use to kind of govern them.
Okay, but that's school. Okay, school, whatever. You don't have cameras on them every day. Like, it's no cameras on. Like, yeah, everybody got a Ring doorbell. And there's cameras and stuff like that everywhere. But as a parent, you ain't that camera on. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like this neighborhood. Oh, Miss such and such. Let me see your ring door, your door ring. To see what the kid did. You know what I'm saying? No, that's. We don't live in that type of world. You know what I'm saying? Kids have access to everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? More access, not with the social media and the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like the internet came about when we was leaving high school. You know what I'm saying? So it is far more advanced. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like 30-something years since we've been out of high school. So damn, it's advanced as fuck. But my thing is, and I don't want to get lost, I still just don't feel like, I feel like if a kid is mischief or doing little stuff and it's bad, the blame could go to so many people. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? In some cases, some parents just like, hey, I'm sending my kid to school to get a free lunch or just get the fuck out of my face. You know what I'm saying? Or school's there to be a daycare and let y'all raise them. You know what I'm saying? But once again, you got a teacher that's dealing with anywhere from 30 to maybe 40 students, you know what I'm saying, at a time. So they can't give this one kid all this fucking attention. You know what I'm saying? If you got a kid that's being abused or being bullied, a lot of times some parents do come to the school and tell the school, and the school don't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? You come up there as a parent, argue, hey, this is what that and the other going on with my kid. This is the kid that's doing it, you know what I'm saying? Bring their parent in here and we can all have a conversation as adults to figure out what's the best option for all parties. Some schools do that. Some they just fall on deaf ears until some shit happened and now everybody want to be retroactive. What could we have done different and this, that, and the other? Situations like that, you could say that the other kid parents at fault because your kid was, because that's what you ultimately saying. Your kid, you at fault because your kid fucked with my kid. The school is at fault because I came as a concerned parent to say, hey, this, that, and the other is happening, and maybe I'm at fault because I didn't do my due diligence. But if that's the case, then hell, then we all should go to jail. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
Okay.
you just singling out a parent for something that their kid do. If you discipline your kid every damn day. You doing everything, taking TVs away from them, take that away from them, da 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 da. And your kids just hanging around with the wrong group of kids, and they go steal a car, go joyride, boom, they hit somebody. Somebody get hit, they get in an accident, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Do you feel like you should go to jail for that?
Wait a minute. If my kid hit somebody,
Your kid was hanging out with friends,
no, that's what I'm saying.
and they did something, caused somebody to get hurt, or even possibly lose their life. Do you feel you should go to jail for that?
No. No.
That's what I'm saying. This is a slippery slope. You set a precedent of now anybody can do something.
So, like, and I don't want to seem like I'm contradicting myself. I'm pretty much saying that when it comes to the blame, because there's the responsible party is the responsible party, regardless of what's going on. Like right now, if you, quote unquote, millionaire, and you say, hey, you know what, boys, we hanging out, everything on me. You the star. But if something in your circle goes wrong, guess what? You're responsible for it. When Pac went to jail, it's because of his circle. It was him. When it comes around to your circles, like even who was that? Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis on trial. Like, dude, it was my boys. Like it wasn't even me, but it was his circle. So the responsible party is the responsible party. The same way when it goes when you got a dog. Dog don't got no sense. But if dog bites somebody, you're in trouble. He's like, well, no, because this is my dog. It be enraged sometimes, and it's a beast, it's an animal. It don't know right from wrong, but you are responsible because you are the responsible party. So you have somewhat of that blame. You can't just shove it all like, oh, well, like, I gave him all I got. Well, it's obviously something that you didn't give him. And we don't want to own that. That's the part that we want to.
But what about the situations where you have kids that have it all, that still do bad? Do you still think that, like I said, because my thing is,
it's hard to relate to that, but I get what you're saying. What I'm saying?
My thing is, oh, I did this because I didn't have this. I know plenty of people that we went to school with that sold dope. I'm like that and smart. It wasn't like they was dumb. Parents, grandparents, uncles looked out for them. And they still did bad shit.
I'm gonna put this in the category, okay? Because I kind of like there's a certain bucket I like to put this in, and it's more of the, like certain women are all about the flash. Okay, they want a guy who got the money, who's able to spend money on them, do all this other stuff to them. But then there's the other girl who just wants some, like, I just want to be around my man. I just want to be able to be there for him. I just want to have a man I can trust and take care of. Now, if that guy, the baller, meet that woman, they're not gonna mesh. Like, no, I can't. Why not, girl? I'll take you out. I can, we can go trips overseas. Like, I don't want that. Like, that ain't my thing. You know what I'm saying? So if it's not your thing, you can't put that in the same box. So when it comes to that child, okay, that's having some issues and they're like not being able to confine to the ordinance that you give them, that's not their thing. That's not the thing. Just like the rich person, like they might not want the riches. They just want attention from their daddy. They just might just like want a hug every now and then. Instead of the cold shoulder, like, oh, let me put some money on it. Hey, just take them out shopping. Oh, do you know what I'm saying? Take them on, on the cruise. Or take them out.
So if your kids, so based by that logic, are you saying, so if that's the case, your kids still go out and do something you should be held responsible for if they're of age?
You continue to say that, and so I'm gonna say it one more time. I'm trying to, because there are certain strings that's involved. I believe, like with everybody, there's certain strings that will pull you. Okay, I don't care who you are. You got a boss, you got managers, you got somebody that you report. We got government. We got somebody that's pulling our strings. Now, who has the influence over us? What kind of like matters to us, because that's pretty much what we're gonna do, because we influence and we want to do that. Responsibility, on the other hand, have more merit when that person or that parent recognize to say, you know what, I got this child, they belligerent, they're, you know what I'm saying, off the chain, I can't control them. I need some help. Let me go find some help for my child because I can't do it. That's my responsibility. I can't put everything under my umbrella and feel I have all the expertise to get my child there. If I'm going to say I'm doing all I can, I'm going to get some help. I want to be resourceful. I'm not just going to base everything upon my knowledge on what I taught because all I know is, you know what I'm saying, carrot and sticks. That's all I know. You get a reward when you do good. You get the beating if you do bad. That's what I know. And that's what majority of Black families know. They know that part. But the other part, they don't know. So when it comes to psychology, when it comes to unraveling or unhooking people from something they're stuck in, they say, hey, this is where you're stuck at. Let me give you some tools that you can actually put into your mind to help you to elevate yourself so you no longer be stuck there no more. It takes a parent to do that, and you're responsible for doing that. Now, when they grow up and that mentality blossoms and it becomes this behemoth of a thing, then it's more like, I can't do it. I can't, nothing I can do. That's their responsibility. Like, well, you're part of the blame. You're part of the reason why they are what they are.
How so? Because based on what you just said, you said if you can get your kids the help, but you need help. And you're going out and doing that, and they still decide they want to just wreak havoc. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You're not part of the blame. If you done did your due diligence as a parent, you go get your kids the help. Once again, I know of a situation of a parent got their kid some help. And the kid was just managed, did a little mischief shit. But yes, got the whoopings, got shit taken away from him, this, that, and the other. Parent did everything. Can't fault the parent. Parent did they due diligence. Okay. This kid decided, hey, look, this is just what I want to do. No, the kid wasn't like, the kid did mischief. Well, I wouldn't say it was a killer or nothing like that, no. But just like we all did. Just took and this kid has siblings. These siblings went this way, this one decided to go that way. And they all was disciplined the same.
Okay.
So, I mean, once again, at some point, we talking about 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds. Motherfuckers know right from wrong. This ain't no 5-year-old or nothing like that. And once again, the system has got these kids gaslighted to a point where they're like, I'm grown. No, the fuck you not. Mama, you still got shit in your drawer. You stay in my place. That cell phone that you hold dear, pay that bill. Them clothes you wear, I bought that. Do my clothes. I'm listening to you.
Pause. So with that same energy, when they do something wrong, is that still like your responsibility too?
So, I'm gonna answer it like this.
They're grown. Like that's the whole thing. So now you paying for their bill.
We're not talking about a grown person. I'm talking about teenagers, motherfuckers from, let's just say, 13 to 17. That age group, 13, 17, they go out and do something stupid. Why you not responsible?
I thought that's what we was doing from the beginning.
No. The grown motherfuckers, they just on their own.
Maybe that's so I miss you then. So when we talk about responsibility, I'm talking about you.
Ethan Crumley was what, 14 at that time? And they charged his parents. It was, well, you know, look, this motherfucker got pictures of him talking about he want to kill everybody and this, that, and the other. Day prior, you took him to go get a gun and shit. This motherfucker go in there, you know what I'm saying, and shoot up everybody. And they found the picture literally hours before he did the shooting. Like pictures of him shooting motherfuckers, killing each other. And he had the gun in the book bag.
And I'm going to use this because it's a real life scenario. The Columbine kids, right? Columbine High School. Now, of course, the parents didn't have a clue about their behavior at all, right? happen to go into their room and see all these posters and see all this stuff that they're mass, you know what I'm saying, doing. They got posters of like dead people, of killing, what they call it, the signs they had, like the little affirmations they were saying, the world must die, and all this other stuff. Like that was their makeup all over their room. But guess what? The parents never went to their room. Wait a minute, you that's your house, and your kid is in your house, and you never go in their room because they said, "Mom, you invaded my privacy. You know, Mom, don't come in here. Dad, you can't come in here. This is my..." No, it's not. You don't have no private space. Not here if I'm paying the bills, right? But so that's your responsibility. If you decide to put a blind eye to it, that's you. You decide that. Jeffrey Dahmer the same way. His dad could have stopped. His dad knew. He was like, something's going on. All I need to really do is investigate it, but I don't want to dig that much into it. Okay, son, what's in that box? Dad, I don't want to show you right now. Why do you want to show me? Because it's something private I want to show you right now. And of course, his dad just took it out and wrote it off. And Jeffrey Dahmer had a head in there. Wait a minute. So and of course now, those are two different scenarios, because Jeffrey Dahmer was a grown man.
Yeah, we keep it in the confines of teenagers.
Keeping their head in the box. So in all essence, the father really couldn't overstep his boundaries with him. But the Columbine kids, like their parents, like could have went all up in their room. It's like, hey, what is this? What are y'all trying to pull? I told you, even my mama, when I had, you know what I'm saying, when I was in bodybuilding, and I got, you know what I'm saying, naked guys posing with the drawers on, and my mama looked at them on the wall like, hey, what's going on with you? Why all these naked men on your wall? You know what I'm saying? And for me, I'm like, I got to explain that I ain't gay. No, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? That ain't no gay vibe. I'm not trying to give you that right now. And I really had to break it down to her about me being into bodybuilding and wrestling at that time. You know what I'm saying? Because that was the thing growing up. But that's what a mother is supposed to do, or a father or a parent, to say, let me check up on you. Let me see your environment. Let me see what you into. What video games you playing? You know what I'm saying? What music you listen to? Oh, I don't want to hear that crap, but you need to know their music. I don't care, you might not want to listen to it, because I don't like none of the young people stuff. But I listen to it so I can understand. You know what I'm saying? I need to understand Gabby. You know what I'm saying? For those people that don't know, that's my oldest daughter. So I need to understand her. In order for me to understand her, I got to see, okay, what do you listen to? What shows you watching? You know what I'm saying? I need to see what her environment is, because now if I see something off the wall, like, hey, you know, I happen to look at your phone. I seen you posting some, you know what I'm saying, some real provocative stuff on here. You know what I'm saying? Naked midgets or whatever. Whatever that's off the wall that's gonna trigger a red flag with me. That's a talk. That is a talk. And I believe and that's not for everybody, but I believe majority. I can't judge every single person, but I say majority of the people, of these kids that's acting this way, shooting up schools, is because their parents didn't do their due diligence to make sure that their child is all right. And I feel like that's
fair. I mean, we live in an era where I've always said parents want to be their kids' friend. But the shit what other parents did to us, I'm not going to do it when I have kids. I want you to know I'm your friend. My mom or my dad or my grandmother, whatever, scared me. So I want to have this open dialogue between you and I. And that's cool. Well, I understand that. But my thing is, what's going to happen when they bulk up against you? You know what I'm saying? You're going to have some accountability. When it comes down to raising kids, you know, the old saying that it takes a village to raise a kid, yeah, that is so true. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know, if I got a son that's damn near about to be grown, he's 17, 15, 16 or whatever. Same thing for my daughter, because girls are not excluded from this shit too. And I've done my best as a parent. You know what I'm saying? I show them love with my time, my money, my energy. I discipline them when they get out of pocket. And they still go out and do some shit. Because you got to think about it. When we were kids, did we come and tell our parents everything? No, we went to, our inner circle. You know what I'm saying? We talked to them. We got our advice. But we didn't come to our parents and whatnot. And I just feel like I said, if you're going to the parent-teacher conference, you look at the report cards. And once again, you have some students, man, that do this shit. It takes everybody by surprise. A lot of them, at least I know, a lot of my friends that did dumb, mischief shit, folks were smart. You know what I'm saying? Smart. They just, for whatever reason, did the shit what they did.
Yeah, I think intelligence has a lot to do with DNA. You know, a lot of people have this natural ability to grasp information very, very quickly. You know what I'm saying? And those are rare kind. You know what I'm saying? Even if they chose to be bad or good, you know what I'm saying? That's a caveat.
I mean, but my thing is, shit. Just because, and once again, I get you got cases where kid may be mentally off. And I'm not even talking about kid being mentally off. I'm just talking about a kid that, no different from you and I when we were a kid. And just, maybe they were getting picked on. They just kept it to the wayside, like, I don't want to let my parents know. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to handle this myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm scared. I get a gun. I don't want a gun. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's mother got a gun and go to school and say, look, I'm going to handle this shit. And me go to school with the intent of, I'm not going to kill somebody, but I'm going to scare them, let them know, hey, quit fucking with me. And in the process, the worst thing you do is give a scary motherfucker a gun. You shoot somebody. Oh, you should have known that your kid. Oh, hold up. Wait, I did everything I can. I'm always at the school. I go to the faculty meetings and I do this, I do that. This motherfucker flip. I'm going to be responsible for it. Nah. Once again, this is a slippery slope. Because you're going to have some people say, well, that parent ain't shit. Yeah, they should be responsible. Okay, but what about the parents that are in their kids' life? They at school. They spend not only their money, but their time and energy. And they show their kid love. What about when that kid flip? That parent should be still held responsible for it? It's a very slippery slope. Very slippery. And, to me, I just feel like a lot of times people look for scapegoats too. Like, okay, that's the easiest thing to do. Why it just can't be this motherfucker, even though he got all the love, he or she got all the love in the world, they just flip. They got to be held responsible for it. Yeah, it's the consequences of everything you do.
I hear your argument, and it's true enough. People have to take responsibility for their actions. I get that. But here's what I like to segue into. Like, what solutions that you feel like you can give those parents who may be unsure? You know what I'm saying? They probably want some help. They try to do everything they can, but they know in their heart. Here's the thing. As a parent, if you care that much, because you got to care. If you care that much to know your child, and you see elementary school, they running amok. So after maybe I give it fourth, fifth grade, at this point in time, some set in your mind like, okay, if I don't do something real quick, this about to be out of hand. How can you help that person? Because that's I feel like that's more of a sweet spot that I feel like you can still grab that child's attention to turn them before, because the teenage years is out the window.
With me being the kid, mom has brothers too, so that could be it too. Mom had brothers, so and my uncle didn't play that shit. So it's like, hey, I know your mama, my sister, she a damn fool, but I never think you're gonna raise your hand at my sister. Don't think, you know what I'm saying? Like, my uncle was a quick call, like literally across the street. You know what I'm saying? And you didn't want my Uncle Gerald. You didn't want them problems. Those was the problems because that was that uncle that didn't mind going to damn jail. So that was the problem that he if my mom was to call and be like, hey, blah, 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 he'd get that talk like, hey, I love you, my nephew, but this is my sister. I'll bury you. And he didn't have that conversation with a cousin of mine like, this my brother, I'll bury you. And I'm like, whoa. So like, It ain't that serious. It's serious, but the most talking about burying the camp folk. So, yeah, only thing, like I said, there's no manual on raising kids. And with today's time, they are constantly telling the parent what they can do and what they can't do.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
So if you're not going to give the advice, what would you do in that situation?
Oh, I'm good fucking the kid up. My thing is, you can't tell me what to do. That something came out of me. You ain't. And if this motherfucker can't follow my rules, hey, like my mom told me a long time ago, the Lord bless you and then dress you. That basically, and I told my mom what that means. You roll about this house, but all that clothes that you rocking is cold. Shit. You ain't about that shit. So you want to leave? The Lord bless you, and then you got a perfectly good suit right there. You're young too. It ain't got no motherfucking wrinkles in it. It's your birthday suit. Fuck up out of here. You want to be grown? You know what I'm saying? I'm hearing young niggas sell rocks and all that shit. Shake some ass or something, trick or something. Do what you gotta do. I believe in that tough love. I am into that coddling shit. I told somebody this earlier today. I know I'm getting off subject. I'm going to bring it back. I said, my mom taught me not how to love. Like most single black mothers in the inner city, especially if you're raising boys, you taught them how to survive. So I'm still in survival mode, even though I know I'm not in that state. I'm not in those situations. And I want to say, for record, it wasn't like I was like, oh man, I'm in a situation where we found something from the house. It was none of that shit. Stable household and whatnot. But it's just hard. We stay in the hood. And it's one parent. It's hard. So I can just imagine what my mom going through. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she told us she loved us, but I never saw that. You know what I'm saying? People in my community displaying love and affection. You know, I'm seeing motherfuckers survive. I learned how to love as a grown man, and I'm still learning. You know what I'm saying? But to take a parent's power and ability to discipline their kid, to me, is just wrong. Now, I ain't saying beat the shit out your kid like how I was getting beat when I was a kid. No, I'm not saying that. But shit, you gotta put some straps to some kid's ass. Because my thing is, if you can't get a hold of your kid, that kid may grow to be that monster that you like, damn. And that's the craziest shit. Parents have kids and then when they turn teenagers, be scared the shit of them. Don't know what to do. Oh my God. He or she is a monster. It's like, you want to be their friend now. Your friend done turned them. But I just, each situation is different. Each situation is different. I don't feel like, I'm gonna say this. At my job, they do this shit, this 200% accountability. And I always and to this day, I still tell my supervisor, I don't make any bullshit. Yes, man. Cynthia Mitchell only got one child up in here. I ain't got no siblings, and even if I did have a sibling up in here, I'm not responsible for them. They're grown. How you gonna tell me I'm responsible for this person when you made them sign a legal document saying they're certified and qualified to do what they're do? I didn't qualify them. You did. So, but that being said, if they fuck up, well, I gotta be held responsible for them. So once again, you qualify, not me. And if somebody is qualified, why do I gotta go up in the house and watch them and babysit them? They qualified. So if they fucked up, why I gotta be responsible for them? I'm only responsible for one person, me. If I tell somebody, yo, man, I wouldn't do that, and they go and do it, that's on them. I'm not going to snitch them out or nothing like that because, you know, we union, but shit go left, they have us in the office, motherfucker ain't going to be my child. You did something, you did some sucker shit or some stupid shit. Face the consequences of your action. That same thought and rule applies to kid 15, 17 doing some stupid shit. You know right from wrong. You trying to outslick the slick. This what they say. My mom used to say. You can't outslick the slickster. You can't beat the system, especially with today's time where there's cameras everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So you play that game. Don't come home crying now because you did something stupid, and now you want to be a kid and be like, "Oh, mom, dad, I did this. Can you help me?" No. Bob was like, "Yeah, he ain't here. Yeah, he ain't got that strap on. Yeah, don't kill my kid now." But at the same token, you know, I ain't about to aid and abet this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I feel sorry for the family that may be destroyed by my kids' actions. But ain't no way in hell that most like that's going to jail. Hell as fuck. Now, it's one thing. I'm going to go to jail for my kid and somebody touch my kid. Oh, I'm going to take that. I'll take that to protect my kid, yeah. But if my kid go out and do something stupid, and I don't taught them right from wrong, male or female, yo, this motherfucker up in here, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, she crying and all that shit. Yo, you know, you good. She ain't gonna go. I make sure she don't go nowhere. I'm going to jail. I'm not going to jail for nobody.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I feel you. And rightfully so. I mean, for every person, you know, they have certain feelings when it comes to their kid. You know, I don't, what I don't like is the parent that think that their child is a complete angel. My child never do that. Like, you know, no. It's like, do you really know him? Do you really? I mean, really, really know him? Because if you know him, you kind of like, how you even get here? Like, you know what I'm saying, to even be in a position to be accused for anything. So, I mean,
I always say this here. If you were a badass when you was a kid, trust me, your kid's probably 10 times worse than you.
But like, you know, as I think we talked about this, you know, sometimes love can be blind. Like, when you so in love with your child that you can't see their faults, guess what? Their faults going to be magnified. Their faults is going to be like, you know, really, it's going to take them out.
I mean, if you're a kid and you're kind of like living your life through your kid's life in the sense of, okay, I'm going to give this kid everything that I feel like I didn't get. So although you're raising your kid, you're kind of still raising that little inner child in you. Okay, my kid I didn't get this as a kid. I'm gonna make sure my kid get it. And we're gonna be playing together and whatnot. We're gonna be doing this together. And I get it, I understand it, but we're off the rip, you know what I'm saying? I remember as a kid, I was taught consequences. Hey, don't touch that stove. And although I was one of them kids that always said, why? Like you had to break it down and explain to me. You just couldn't say, don't do this. Because telling me don't do it and not explaining why not to do it, that was just a battery pack for me to go do it. Don't touch the stove. Why? Because I said so. Oh, okay. Burn my hand. I told you don't. You didn't tell me why not to. You just told me not to. Like, hell, even to this day, I still don't like being told what to do. You know what I'm saying? If you tell me don't do this, I'm going to say, why? Tell me why not to do it. Just don't tell me don't do it. Because the first thing I'm going to say, nah, I'm a grown ass man. Tell me that bullshit. I ain't no kid. Why? Give me contents so that I can process and be like, oh, get it. A lot of times, you know, as parents, and once again, I'm a parent, but, you know, I look and study motherfuckers and I see them doing that shit and I'm like, hey, there you go. Want to be your friend, doing a little goofy ass. And it's nothing new. I'm doing little TikTok videos, but you want to be your kid's friend. You want to be your kid's friend. You not trying to discipline them because the bullshit that happened to you when you were a kid and you deem that, oh man, that's harsh. You gonna let society raise your kid? And society don't give a fuck about your kid. Society really don't give about shits about no black and brown kid. You're doing your kid this justice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let me ask you this once again. Do you feel like if your kids, the twins or Gabby, well, Gabby, she's grown. I just used her as an example. So the kids, the twins, I know they're young. Let's accelerate that age. They 16. They did something stupid. And, you know, you and your wife, your kids know right from wrong. They do something stupid. Somebody either lose their life or get hurt. Do you feel like you should do some time? That's all I'm saying. That's a slippery slope, man. And I get it. If you got all the signs and they like, hey, we done came to these motherfuckers' houses, and, you know, as my grandmother would say, they called the peoples. The peoples came to the house, and, you know, they showing them, they look, this motherfucker killing cats and this, that. You ain't giving this motherfucker no psychiatric help, in which we all know in our community, you know, a lot of people, we may not have access to that shit. Cross 8 Mile, or maybe further west, further east, or northeast, they do. You know what I'm saying? And I would say that in today's time with mental health, it's like on an all-time high. Just even with me just dealing with a lot of my shit, you know what I'm saying? Seeing why I say or do certain things and identifying why I do it. You definitely gotta have mental awareness of your kid. You know what I'm saying? That, I mean, as a parent, I think that's your, you know, that's your job. Now, is your kid gonna come outright and say, some kids may not outright and just say it. Either they're don't want you to be mad, they scared, they make you not articulate it. I get it. You know what I'm saying? For me, when I was younger, I couldn't tell people how I may feel about certain stuff. So I went to writing. You got hold of my writing, that displayed what emotions that I was going through. From either, you know, being mad about something, to being sad about something, to even being depressed. So it's very hard, once again, between life outside and maintaining the household. You a parent 24/7. You know what I'm saying? And hell, even when your kids are grown out the house, you still a parent. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they got some kids, because you're going to treat your grandkids better than you treat your own kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right. So and with that, I feel like, you know, our society kind of showed us, like, there are certain grown-ups that still kids. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
There are babies having babies. You know what I'm saying? And so this is pretty much part of the problem. And this, I'm trying to outline this circle. And so this is part of the problem with our society, since these grown-ups are still kids, and then these kids are having kids, and it's like you get this jambalaya of different kids that's growing up in this environment that they really don't want to be. You know what I'm saying? They was a mistake. You know what I'm saying? They really wasn't supposed to be here. They just happened to, you know what I'm saying, be with the, you know, wrong person at the wrong time, whatever the case may be. And they really still got the club in their heart. They still got, what you want to call it? You know what I'm saying? They still want to party. They still want to have multiple partners. Okay. But they got a kid. And they choose not to be responsible for their child because they're still trying to enjoy their life. And that's where the neglect comes from. So now this child had to go outside and get attention elsewhere. So they spaz out because, hey, I want attention because I'm not getting it from my mother. I'm not getting it from my father. So I need to go here because when I spaz out here, y'all give me some attention. And this is not every scenario, but I'm just drawing out this picture out. This is part of the problem because this is like, it don't have to be that same type of thing, but we know there's some kids that's out there that like, dude, you're not supposed to have babies. Like, you ain't built for this life. You know what I'm saying? You still trying to drop your kids off with your parents. Mama, come on, keep it one more time for me. And it's another. And then you got the adult. I don't know what to do with this thing. What you supposed to do with this? Like, how do you feed it? You know what I'm saying? This diaper is so hard. It's so complex. It's really not, dude. Like, you gotta care. And you gotta want to. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's part of our problem. The reason why a lot of our society that's growing up right now are falling short because the parents are not parenting. Repeat, the parents are not parenting. So there are biological fathers, biological mothers, but they're not doing the parent duty. It's almost like you being the tech at your job, but you know, as you say, you got the accolades, you know what I'm saying? You got the endorsements, you know what I'm saying? You got the sign off. Yes, you got all that. But when it's time to perform the freaking work, you're not showing up. But you expect to get the check. So, and this is a part of our society because we have this overprivileged society that we have now, and it's all it's doing is getting worse because now the privileged are making their children overprivileged because, just like you said, I don't want you to have the same childhood I have, so I'm going to make it a little bit easier. Did you know that your parents try to make it easier up on you? And so now you making it more easier up on them, and so now they double. Like the rich person, like they got everything but love. And guess what? I need to get love elsewhere. I need to, go join a gang. I need to do some mischief so I can get that type of attention. And not to say that everybody's psyche is like that, but I'm painting a picture for these different scenarios because some people fall in those buckets. So when it comes down to responsibility, you know what I'm saying, because now they're an adult, well, nigga, you didn't show up when the parent's supposed to show up, because sometimes you mature, you get older, you get, you know what I'm saying, because I can admit, before I hit 30, I was dumb. I did almost everything I was doing was just stupid. Like, what was I doing that for? And you get 30, next day you just wake up, you start doing that. Like, you know what, I ain't gonna do that no more. That's crazy. Why would I do that? But
Don't say that. Shit, I was.
But see, I'm trying to bridge this gap because I see where you at, and you see where I'm at, and I'm trying to bridge this gap. So when now this parent grows up and they're mature, they say, hey, you know what I'm saying? That child, I done gave him everything I need to do. I did this, I did that, I did it, and I did all I can do. It's like, dude, in that beginning stage, you might have missed a few steps. That still need to be accounted for. So that's where I feel like part of the blame is on me or on that parent because they chose to put a blind eye to it or whatever they did when the time for correction was supposed to be assessed. They never did it. Or certain things supposed to be addressed. Like if I catch any of my little cousins got some pumps on, some high heels shoes on, and they a boy, hey, come here. Let me talk to you. Get on those shoes. Don't be playing them baby dolls. And that's me because I got nephews. That's me as an uncle. They daddy don't got to tell me nothing about that. But if I see that with my own eyes, hey, I'm gonna be part of that village. Like, hey, no, I don't. Next time I see you, if I catch you playing with some baby dolls, it's gonna be me and you. Oh, okay, all right. And so I want to make sure that's established because parenting is not always involving just the mother and father. It's the community.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm big. Like I said, I'm big on that. You know what I'm saying? Because I got a cousin in college. She'll call me right now. Be like, yeah, you met my little cousin Kate. You know what I'm saying? She called me right now. Hey, cuz, I need blah, 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 blah. Shit, I about to go call her mom or her dad and be like, hey, I got it. You know what I'm saying? We good. You know what I'm saying? You out there living your best life in college. You handling your business. I got you. Like I said, I don't know where they're going to go with this. And maybe they did this because they cast this verdict based off where it was at, based off emotions, because this wasn't no black or white thing. It was just like, hey, somebody killed our babies. You got 11 families. Even if your kid survived the shooting, they just got injured. They're forever changed by this. It wasn't a black thing, white thing. It's somebody killed my baby or injured my baby. Somebody got to pay. Whether it be you, your mama, grandma, your kid, you know what I'm saying? Somebody got to pay. My thing is, we don't know where this is gonna go, and it is a very slippery slope. And these people was in the community got money. So imagine what's gonna happen in a black and brown community. What they gonna do?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, we can't say, oh man, this is a white person, they wouldn't do this shit. No, the first person that shit happened to just to be white. So we can't play that card. Can't play that card. Now, when you start doing the ratios and balancing this shit out, how many black families gonna suffer from this where they're like, oh, black mom can't handle the kids. Why she got that many kids and she's a scapegoat and she got to go to jail along with her kid. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want to see it go that way, and I just see it not being fair. I feel like if you do the crime, you got to do the time.
Yeah. Okay.
And I don't feel like somebody else should do it. You know what I'm saying? If not, all evidence point out that yeah, you may have had a hand in that, and the evidence show it, then yeah, you gotta go. But if you've been doing all you can and you got two or three kids, and the third one wanna act a fool, you still got two more you gotta maintain. And you crying out for help. And there's no help there, then what? I mean, that's why we can go on and on and on about this situation. It's probably not really right or wrong answers. I'll let you go ahead and do the closing remarks on your thoughts on this situation, and we go from there.
Yeah, I will pretty much say what I need to say. I think the most important part is something that you like to say, you know, check on your people, check on your kids.
Yeah.
Check on your kids. Like, not just like, hey, how you doing? Hey, you want something for breakfast? Whatever. No, like, be involved. And checking their drawers. Oh, no, checking the drawers. Like, why would I do that? Because you need to. Look in their closet. Look under their bed. You know what I'm saying? Listen to the music they listen to. Like, really be there. Like, if you, like, you know, there's women that, you know what I'm saying, I really, really like. I was involved. I had to learn. I had to train myself to learn what they like, to say, okay, she liked this song. Okay. Oh, red is her color. Okay. And because I'm trying to engage with her. I'm trying to be involved with her. And if I study her like that, of course, anybody can study their kid. You just got to care. So let me leave y'all with that. If you care about your kids enough, just check on them.
Yeah. Like I said, this is a slippery slope. And who knows, this could go this way or that way. I really feel for people that's a parent and maybe going through something where they have multiple kids. They got one that's maybe, you know, wilding out, or hell, maybe all your kids wilding out, and you really don't have the help to navigate through whatever your family's going through. I feel for you, because that verdict a couple of weeks ago won't be the last. And the way mass shootings happen in this country, hell, I predict we'll be having another one. Mark this, we'll be having another mass shooting, if not this week, 2 or 3 weeks from now. Whether it be in school or in a job. This just is America.
We get about, I say we average about 3 a year.
Yeah, some you don't even hear about.
But
that wraps up this episode. You'll be seeing us soon. We're gonna try to do better. Get together once again. This stuff we're throwing out at the wall. We're just trying to see what sticks and whatnot, and bear with us with audio, and he and I not being at the same place at the same time and whatnot. Some stuff that we're just working through. So just stick with us, and we won't let you down. So until then, myself, my partner, peace.